Okay. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma infa'ni bima 'allamtani wa 'allimni ma yanfa'uni wa zidni ilman. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Rabbi ishrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, mashallah, welcome back all of you once again for the last time in this course. Alhamdulillah, it was just feeling like yesterday when we started this course, and here we are in the last episode of it. 7 days have passed by. It was so fast, I didn't even realize. So we have completed the big families, the 8 big families, which are in the SARF world known as Mazid Fihi. The complete name is again longer, but again, just if you want to know the name, the SARF name of it is Mazid Fihi, the big families. We started with Allama yuallimu ta'liman, then we moved on to Jahada yujahidu jihadan wa mujahadatan. Then we looked at the third family, which was Aslama yuslimu islaman or Akhbara yukhbiru ikhbaran. Then we moved on to the third family, Ta'allama yata'allamu ta'alluman, Tasa'ala yatasa'alu tasa'ulan. And then finally the E families, Inkasara yankasiru inkisaran, Iktaraba yaktaribu iktiraban, Istagfara yastaghfiru istighfaran. Those were the first three members, which should be sufficient enough for us to create the Sarf Sagir, and from Sarf Sagir then we can also practice the Sarf Kabir. So now going to take a look at the family number 1, which is the small families, and it is called as Mujarrad. Thulaathi fi Mujarrad. Thulaathi. Thulaathi comes from the word Thalatha. Thalatha means 3. Wahid, Ithnain, Thalatha. Thalatha means 3. Thulaathi, 3-lettered verb. Mujarrad. Mujarrad, again, it's a complicated term. Mujarrad comes from the Allama family, if you see. Jarrada yujarridu. Fahuwa mujarridun, and then fahuwa mujarradun. Mujarrad. So it's a maf'ul. The one who does jarrada is mujarridun. So jarrada basically means, you can say, jarrada basically, if you have a banana and you start undressing it and peeling off, that's mujarrad. Jarrada basically means to peel off whatever is extra, remove. So what do we do in 3-letter family? Whatever is extra letters, we get it rid of. We keep only bare bone 3-letter word. That's why it's called as Mujarrad. It's called as Mujarrad. Okay. And Mazid Fihi means Mazid. Again, this is the Isam Maf'ul, the one which has been added with Mazid. Again, this is a little bit of advanced Sarf. How did it become Mazid? It should have been Maf'ul. But Mazid means that which has added one. Mazid Fihi, that in which it is added extra letters. Anyway, for us at this stage, good enough, big families, small families. So in the big families, as I already indicated, that it is very all the members of the big families are very obedient in the sense, you have one past tense, that's it. They are so obedient in their format, you can easily create the remaining members. If I tell you only Jarrada, even though we never studied it, but I'm sure you will be able to create the table, complete Sarf Sagir, and if wanted Sarf Kabir also, Jarrada. Why? Because the family members are so obedient that they literally follow the format. They don't deviate even a little bit. They are very much following the format. So that is easy. In the small families, it is not enough to know one member most of the time. All you can do is maybe out of the 6, you can boil it down to 2 or 3. But then you will be getting stuck there. Okay, now what do I do? You cannot proceed further, because not necessary that just because this past tense is on this format, you will get this present tense. No, not necessary. So that is the challenge there. But that does not mean, oh, it's very tough or it's difficult. No, there are only 6 families and we have enough clues and hints. And at times, yes, we can take the help of the dictionary, of the book. Nowadays, you have websites. Everything is at your fingertip. So if you just ask, hey, these are the root letters. Nowadays, ChatGPT and Gemini and Claude, all these are sitting there. Just, how can I help you, sir? Yeah, most of the time they give you reliable answer. So if you tell them, hey, these are the root letters of the small family, can you give me the present tense? What is it? Is it yaktubu or yuktabu or yiktabu? What is it? So it will clearly explain you everything. But at times you have to be careful. Don't rely completely on it. You should have some basic understanding, and then you can take the help of those tools. They are there at our, most of the time they help. They are helpful. That's what I have found in my studies. They are helpful. But at times, yet, they do make mistake. So we should not be completely giving ourselves to this artificial intelligence and not using our NI, as I say, not natural intelligence. Nowadays, it's all artificial intelligence, right? We don't use our natural intelligence. That should not happen. We should develop understanding using the natural intelligence. We should bring ourselves at a certain level and then be ready to use these tools with our intellect on, not switching it off. Does it make sense what he's saying? Verify 2-3 times. Then you can use it. Right? Not blindly using it. No, not especially for the religious aspect. Never. No, they never accept the answers blindly. Okay. Anyway, so let's get started. Unless anybody has any question, I will share the slide and share it. Okay, so this is the window that I want. Share it. Okay, hopefully everybody is able to see the shared slide. Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, so here you go. Small families, family number 1. So there is only one family for this, but there are 6 forms inside it. 6 barbs, 6 patterns, 6 families inside it. Okay, so all of them come under family number 1. Now, here is the example. Like, we didn't study an-ama. We studied other members of this family. We didn't study an-ama. But I'm sure if I ask you, hey, give me the past, present, masdar and all the sarf sagir, you should be able to do it, because this one matches exactly like akhbara, which we have studied. So you can close your eyes and do an-ama yun-imu in aman fahuwa mun-imun, un-ima yun-amu in aman fahuwa mun-amun, an-im latun-im mun-amun. How were you able to do that? Because we studied akhbara, and this family literally follows the pattern. So we are able to do it. But in the small families, just knowing the past tense is not enough for the small families. For example, to give you a zaika, a taste of it, look at this. Samia, 3-letter word, nothing extra there. Hasiba, again 3-letter word, nothing extra, which means they are mujarrad, they are from the small families. Now you would expect that Samia, a, and hasiba, yeah, exact same pattern. And I know these are all, both of them are past tense. Both of them are past tense from the format, from the word I can deduce. So I would expect that their present tense or their masdars should be exactly the same. So if you check the masdar of hasiba, it is hisaban. That's the masdar, idea, concept for hisaban. So I would assume if hasiba's masdar is hisaban, Samiya's masdar should be something like sima'an. No, it is not sima'an. It is sam'an. Mind you, not someone, sam'an. That's the masdar. And that's what happens. That's what happens with the small families. Even though the past tense are matching in format literally, but their masdars are completely different. So we have to be ready for this. That's why it is generally recommended that do the small families at the end, Because if you do it in the beginning, then the trend is like the psychology of the students is like, wow, so this, I'm never going to get over this. How will I know it? Every time I need to take the help. No, it's not the case. It's only with the small families, and that too, they are not like in each and every word they are not following it. No, they have certain surprises for us, and we need to have arm ourselves how to deal with this or how to get over this, and inshallah we will be able to. Okay, so this is just a small example to tell you what we are expecting from the small families. So what I'm going to do is, there are 6 patterns in this, 6 forms in this small family. Family number 1, I'm going to list all the past, present, masdar for all the 6. We'll go through this, and then we will take a look at one by one, and then also make the sarf sagir for all of them, and then finally we'll do one sarf kabir also if you want. So we can do that. Okay, so here are the 6 families from the family number 1. So past, present, masdar and its meaning. The first one, fataha. Fataha is the first form. Its present tense form is yaftahu. Fataha, all the letters are having fatah on it. Not because it's a fatah family, but that's how this family is. Fataha. So fataha's present tense will always be yaftahu. Yaftahu. And its masdar will be on the form fathan. Fathan. Fataha, yaftahu, fathan. And one of the meaning of this is to open. To open. That's why the first surah of the Qur'an is called as Surah Fatiha. Surah that opens the Qur'an. That's why Surah Fatiha is mandatory in Salah, because that's the surah that opens the Salah, starts the Salah, kicks off the Salah. Right? It begins the Salah. So Fataha is one of the meaning is open. Yeah, other meaning is it could be mean victory. Fatha hasil ki. It could mean judgment. I think I told you yesterday there are multiple meanings for this. Anyway, for us at this moment, to open is enough. That's the first. Fataha, yaftahu, fatahan. Now the next family in this series or next pattern is daraba. Daraba. Now you would expect that, okay, fataha is yaftahu, daraba should be yadrabu. No, it is yadribu. Even though past tense are matching, the present tense are not. So that's why this is a different family. Daraba, yadribu. And the masdar coincidentally match. The masdar is darban. Okay, not the South Africa Durban, but Durban. Daraba, yadribu, darban. It means to hit. Marna. Daraba. Daraba, yadribu, darban. To hit. The third pattern is nasara. Again, past tense matches. Fataha, daraba, nasara. But the present tense is different. It is yansuru. Nasara, yansuru. Nasran. Nasara, yansuru, nasran. And this is related to help. To help. Nasara, yansuru, nasran. So as you can see in the first 3 families, the past tense are exactly matching one on one. The present tense are all different. The masdars are matching, but again, one of the difference between the big families and one of the difference between the big families and the small families is in the big families, most of them, all of them except the Jahada Yujahidu, all of them had one masdar. In the case of small families, no, there are, some of them have like 5-6 masdars. So most of the time you will have 1, 2 or more masdars will be there. So yeah, that is one of the another difference between this family, small and the big one. Okay, so Nasara, Yansuru, Nasran. The next in series is Samia. Samia. And its present tense is Yasmau. Samia, Yasmau. And its masdar is again Sam'an. as we just discussed in the beginning of this session. Sam'an, Samiya Yasma'u Sam'an, and we discussed the meaning yesterday. Yeah, difference between Samiya and Istama'a. Yeah, so this is the to listen, to listen, to listen carefully, or to listen. You could use it in form of maybe hearing also, but yeah, same meaning. But when you compare it with the other big families, then the meanings have to be really unique. One is just listening or hearing involuntarily, and one is listening consciously, paying attention. So that is istama. Samiya yasma'u sam'an, hasiba yahsibu hisaban. Hasiba yahsibu hisaban. Yeah, this is the same word that we use in Urdu, Hindi, hisab. Yeah, so hasiba means to calculate. Hasiba means to calculate. So that's why the computer is also called as hasibun, right? Hasibun. Hasib means computer, the one that computes. Hasiba yahsibu hisaban. And the final one in this series is karuma yakrumu karamatan. Altogether different. Karamatan. Karuma yakrumu karamatan. It means to honor. To honor. To honor. So these are the 6 patterns that make up the small families, and as you can see, they are very much similar, but then again there are subtle differences between them. And if you can pay attention, I have also tried to highlight it by coloring it differently, so you can see that all the past tense of all the 6 families are starting the same way and ending the same way, the past tense. In Fataha, it is a, beginning a, ending a. Daraba also, beginning a, ending a. Same Nasara, same Samiya, same Hasiba, same Karuma. No difference. All of them are starting exactly the same, ending exactly the same. Where is the difference? In the middle root letter. There's the difference. Same thing with the present tense. Starting, all of them start with ya, no difference. And all of them end with u, no difference. Where is the difference? In the middle. So if somebody wants to master this family, in spite of all these sudden surprises, there lies your master key, the middle root letter. If you are good in handling that middle part, that's it. The small family becomes a piece of cake, because the beginning and the ending of the 3-letter word is exactly the same for all the pattern. Yeah, that's the clue for us to master this thing. Now, for those of you who are getting exposed to this for the very first time, it might be difficult to remember all these 6, because they are all 6 different events. One of them is to do with opening, then hitting, listening, calculating, honoring, helping. Difficult to remember. So one way that you can remember all this is, we human beings are right from the childhood very much attracted to the story, to the event. So if you can just build around a story using these keywords and remember the story, just like we remember all of you who have done the fundamental course. You remember that there was a section, there was while we were studying the gender topic, male, female. In the female identifying list, there were some words which were considered as feminine for no reason. Other words had a reason for it to be feminine, but there were a group of 15 words or 15-20 words which were considered as feminine for no reason. How do you... Just 1 second. Saying the battery is low. Yeah, so to remember those 15-20 words which were random words, how to remember it? We created a story around those words, using those words. So if you remember the story, you can recall most of the words, at least 12-13 words out of the 15 words you can recall. Why? Because the story helps us to track those things. Same thing here. What you could do is, to remember these 6 families, you could build your own story around it. Okay, and if you remember that story, those words will come into, okay, first was for the opening, related to opening. So here is a small example of it that I have created. Of course, I took the help of the artificial intelligence and asked it, hey, get me a story using these keywords. I have these words which mean this. Can you create a story and keep the order same so that you can remember in the same order? Fataha, Daraba, Nasara and all. And it gave me this story. Okay, the story goes, at dawn the old shopkeeper opened. Fataha yaftahu fathan, his shop. And knowing that the day would test him, moments later a thief burst into his in panic. The shopkeeper hit the alarm bell. Daraba yadribu darban. In the Western countries, even if you have a small grocery store, they have this alarm bell there because attacking, looting is a little bit more common there. Okay, so they always have a bell there that if someone suddenly jumps in and puts a gun, if they get a time, they press that bell, it also informs the police. So this guy also, he hit the bell. So we need the word hit. Daraba yadribu darban. The thief stumbled and a passerby rushed in to help. Because of the bell and commotion, someone was passing by, he entered the shop to help. And that's what the word we need, help. Nasara yansuru nasran. Holding the shaken man steady. When the police arrived, the shopkeeper surprised everyone by listening to the thief. Usually you don't listen to the thief. You start hitting him, you start slapping him, you do all those things. You don't ask for the reason, why did you do it? But this man was a very, very gentle man. So he listened to him. Samiya yasmau, someone carefully to the thief's story about hunger, debt, and bad choices. Quietly the shopkeeper calculated, hasiba yahsibu hisaban, what justice should really look like, punishment alone or mercy with responsibility. In the end, he chose both. He dropped the charges if the thief worked to repay what was taken. The crowd watched as the shopkeeper honored. That's the last one we need. Karuma yakrumu karamatan, not just the law but also the dignity of it. So if you can remember this old man's shop story, you'll remember all the verbs. Fataha, Daraba, Nasara, Samiya, Hasiba and then Karuma. If you don't like the story, go ahead and create your own to remember these 6 families. Okay? Fine. So those are the 6 families. Let's try to see how we can handle this, or what should be my approach when I come across a small family. How should I know which one is this out of 6? For the big families, it is straightforward. For the small families, we need some hints and clues. So here is some formulas or hints or clues, whatever you want to call it, to work on these families to figure out what word are we dealing with. Okay. Now, out of the 6, if you pay attention, as I already informed, that the middle letter is the key to all this. The middle letter's harkat. The harkat on the middle letter is the key to mastering this. As we can see, all the letters of the past tense verbs have the same harkat of fatha except the middle one. Hence, we can conclude. So, what we can do is, every time you get a small, now whatever I'm talking is with respect to small family. So even if I don't tell it or don't pronounce it literally, it means small family. We are done with the past, with the big families. So whenever you come across a word in this, and if it is a past tense word, then focus on the middle root letter. If it is fatha, if it is a past tense word, and the middle root letter has a fatha on it, it will belong to the top 3. Don't bother working it. Is it Samiya? Is it Hasi? No, it is not. It is either fatha family, if it is the middle fatha, or it is Daraba, or it is Nasara. It cannot be anything else. That's the first step we do. When we are dealing with this is what we do. If the middle root letter has a fatha, it has to belong to either fatha yaftahu family or daraba yadribu or nasara yansur. But let's say the word that you are dealing with is a past tense, but the middle one doesn't have a fatha. It has a kasra. Well, in that case, don't bother working on the first three families. You just ignore it. It cannot be from the first three. It has to be from the Samiya or Hasiba. If the middle root letter of the past tense has kasra on it, then it has only two possibilities. Either Samiya or Hasiba. If you are dealing with the past tense and it doesn't have a fatha or kasra in the middle root letter, then it has to have a dhamma. And if it is dhamma, there is only one possibility, 100% chance, it has to be Karuma family. It has to be Karuma family. It cannot be anything else. So if you have a past tense letter with the dhamma in the middle, you are the luckiest one. You can straight away say, this is Karuma Yakrumu Karamatan. Nothing else. So this is how a portion of it is solved. If it is past tense, this should be your approach. Look at the middle root letter. So if it is dhamma, you have a 100% chance to get it right. But if it has a kasra, you have a 50% chance to get it right, because it could be either Samiya or Hasiba. And if it is fatha in the middle, you have a 33% chance of getting it right, because you have three possibilities. That's how you can look at it. Those who are interested in the mathematical way, this is how it is. Dhamma in the middle of the past, 100% chance. Kasra 50, fatha 33% chance to get it right. Does that make sense? Questions so far? Everybody is very quiet. I feel like I'm taking the class in the graveyard. Hello? Alhamdulillah. Okay. Yes, okay. I will not fall asleep, but there is a chance you might fall asleep. Okay, because many people are watching me, so I can't sleep. But if you sleep, nobody is going to come to know. So this is the first step we do in the small families case. Now this is for the past tense. We'll come slowly, and we'll try to see how to nail it down to the actual family. But this is the first step you should take. Okay. Now, as we saw in this exercise, the play is all about the middle root letter. It's all that. I have seen many a times when we do this exercise in our normal class, the students are not even watching the word. They are looking the middle root letter and answering quickly. What's it? Middle. Oh, fatha kasra. Oh, this is this family. Oh, dhamma kasra. Oh, this is. So they immediately come to that, because the focus is on the middle. That's where the change happens. The rest, everything is same. So it's all about the middle root letter in the small families. If you pay attention, if you quickly map it, then you will quickly able to come to the conclusion which family we are dealing with out of the 6 small ones. Okay. So just like the past tense, all the letters of the present tense verbs also have the same harkas on the first tense. As I already indicated you, the present tense also, the beginning is same for all the 6 patterns. Yeah. The ending is same for all of them. All of our oo, hu, bu, ru, oos, bu, mu, all of them. Where is the change? The change is in the middle. Again, the change is in the middle. So if you see the past and the present, if you compare it in this thing, you see that the past of fatha, first family, is fatha. The middle root letter we are talking about. In the present of fatha yaftahu, it is again fatha. It is again fatha. Fatha. So if you have a family where the past is fatha, present is fatha, you are dealing with fatha family. You are dealing with fatha yaftahu family. This is the family you are dealing with. But let's say if the past tense is fatha, but the present tense is kasra, now we are not dealing with the fatha family, even though the fatha is the past. We are dealing with daraba family. So daraba family should be remember fatha kasra. Fatha family should be remember fatha. Similarly, if it is fatha dhamma, then we are dealing with nasara family. Fatha dhamma, then it is nasara. That's how you make it unique. Even though their past tense are exactly the same, it is the present tense that differentiates them. It is the present tense that differentiates them. Now, if the past tense middle root letter is not fatha, it is kasra. Okay, If the middle is kasra, then look at the present tense. If that is fatha, then we are dealing with Samia family. Kasra fatha, Samia family. If it is kasra, but not fatha, again kasra, then we are dealing with Hasiba family. If it is kasra, it is Hasiba family. Now somebody might ask, I know the curious student, what about kasra dhamma? There is no such family, at least in use. Kasra dhamma, no. So whatever we are talking here, they cover the verbs in the Qur'an. Right? So this is what it is. So these are the only combinations that you will find. Now, if there is a dhamma in the middle, I told you, no permutations combination, it is 100% karuma family. So if the past tense has dhamma, you don't even need to check the present tense. It has to be present tense. And that will be the karuma family. So this is the master key to master the small families. That you pay attention to the middle root letter. And memorize this combination. Fatha, 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 kasra, fatha, dhamma. Kasra, fatha, kasra, kasra, dhamma, dhamma. That's it. You don't even need to remember the words. And you will automatically get it right. Yes, any questions? Yes. Okay, yeah, that's a good question. I was expecting that. Yeah, I'll come to that. So here is the thing. When we are reading Qur'an, when we are coming across the text, okay, when we try to apply this knowledge, the practical reality that we will come across is, I'm reading Qur'an, I come across a small family word. Well, that's only one word. That's only one word. So if I have a word in the past tense, let's say the middle is fatha. Yeah. So in that case, you will be like, okay, if the middle is fatha, then it could be fatha family, it could be daraba family, or it could be nasara family. That's all you can reach up to. You can confidently say that looking at the word, it's a past tense word because from the format you can make it out. And it may be fatha, it may be daraba, it may be nasara. That's it. It will not be Samiya, Hasiba and Karuma. That's all you can say. You cannot go beyond it. Practically, I am telling you. Let's say we are reading Quran, we come across a past tense word, the middle letter is fatha. Okay, so it could be one of the three possibilities. Now what do? Well, practically, when you are into this, most of the time, the particular family, like if you say kataba, now we have, or if that's a student who have been studying this for a longer period, they know that kataba is yaktubu only. Kataba will not be yaktibu or yaktabu. Kataba is yaktubu only. So, since we are talking about Quran, there is a handful of words that get repeated, so we know it. Now, let's say if there was a new word. Well, in that case, you have three possibilities. To nail it down to a particular possibility, you will have to take the help of the book or your ustad or a website, something. You'll have to take the help. Hey, I have this small family word which I've never heard, and it has a fatha in the between. So those resources will help you to tell you whether the present tense is with fatha, with dhamma, with kasra, and that's how it works. So yes, for the small families, you can only reach to a certain. If it is kasra, then you have a 50% chance, either Samiya or Hasiba, and based on how much you have, you are reading Quran, how much you are used to, you can take a educated guess on it or confirm it with the. Nowadays, it's very easy. There are many websites which are, Alhamdulillah, may Allah reward all of them who have worked on it. They are specially dedicated for the Arabic student, and they have made it only where you can put a word and they will tell you what is the present tense of this or what. Sometimes one format of past tense can have more than one form of present tense. That's possible. Abada. It has two present tenses. One is with fatha, one is with other is with dhamma. So you have two, and both of them have two different meanings. So that's also possible. So to nail it down, all these things, we take the help of other resources. All of them do it. I mean, not that all the students, all the teachers, all the ustad, they do it. till they get used to those. If a new word is given to them, they will have to, everyone has to take the help. If they have now come across that word anytime, then they will be like, okay, this is fatha, it has 3 possibilities. Which one is it? You put it and the other resources will help you. Hey, it is this. So that's how it works. So don't worry about it. Does that answer your question, Nishat ma'am? Yeah. I was coming to that, but since you asked it, I have to preempt that answer. Anyway, no problem. Identify families based on the past. Oh, okay, here is immediately your exam. Identify the family. Now, as I told you, just look at the middle. Don't worry about the word. And you will get the answer. So, here's the first one. Hazina ya hazanu. Don't worry the meaning. What family? Samia. This is Samia Yasmau. Why? The middle is Kasra and Fatha. That combination you have to remember. Kasra Fatha, Samia Yasmau. Samia Yasmau. Akhaza Yakhuzu. Fatha Dhamma. Okay. Okay. Take a look at this. I'll give you 1 minute. Everyone, take a look at this. Still not come? Okay. Take a minute. Try to memorize. Fatha family. Fatha Kasra, Daraba family. Fatha Dhamma, Nasara family. Kasra Fatha, Samia. Kasra, Hasiba. Dhamma, Karuma. So now, sorry. Okay, so this is where we did. So Akhaza Yakhuzu, Fatha Dhamma. Nasara family. Fatha Dhamma, Nasara. Sa'ala Yas'alu. Fatha. Fatha family. Nazala Yanzilu. Fatha Kasra. Daraba family. Bauda Yabudu. Bauda Yabu. Dhamma. Karuma family. This is the lottery family. Bauda. Waritha Yarithu. Kasra. Hasiba family. No. Hasiba and Fatha. Hasiba family's past tense starts with Kasra. Fatha family's past tense starts with Fatha. Right? So, Fatha. Present in the Hasiba, it is Kasra. In Hasiba, it is the Kasra. And in Fatha, it is the Fatha only. Here is some more for you to practice. Kafara Yakfuru. Fatha Dhamma. Nasara. Fatha Dhamma. See, you don't even need to look at what word it is, what meaning it is. If you can pay attention to the middle, you get the answer. Raja Yarji'u. Fatha Kasra. Daraba family. Daraba Yadribu. Dahika Yadhaku. Samia. Kasra Fatha. Batila Yabtilu. Hasiba family. Kasra. Bada Yabdau. Fatha. Fatha family. Fatha is Fatha. Fatha is Fatha. Ghadiba Yaghdabu. Kasra Fatha. Samia family. Okay. One of the other way to remember this is the way I did was when I was studying. I remembered for out of the 6, I made 3 very easy for me. What? Fatha, Kasra, Dhamma. Dhamma is Karuma. Dhamma. Fatha is Fatha. Fatha is Fatha. Kasra is Hasiba. These 3 are all same. The remaining 3 I had to memorize it. So I could do multiple ways to whichever works. Every person is different. They have their own strong points, own clues and hints. So you should, the best student is the one who develop their own hints and clicks to remember it, rather than mugging up each and everything. So there are multiple ways you could handle it. The ustad, the teacher can give you only so many, but then it's up to you. How do you make it? There were many times in my class when I was studying, I'm talking about now, 2006, 14, 6, 19, almost 20 years when I was studying like you at that time. There were so many instances where, of course, the teacher, of course, he was one of the best teacher of that time. Even today also he is. Even though he was teaching in the best possible way, there were times I was not able to get it. So I have to go home, and this was like after the office hours. He was taking this class from evening 6 to night 11 o'clock for all the people who are working. So I used to go to the office, go to the masjid, and this was being conducted in a masjid. So sit till 11 o'clock and then get up early in the morning and then work on it, so that the next day I attend, everything is clear to me and I'm not carrying the baggage of not understanding the previous thing. And many a times I had to come up with my own hints and clues. In spite of him giving most of the stuff, still I was not able to understand, because maybe I was not that smart enough, and that's okay. But you should come up with your own things. You need to sit and take a look at the notes and maybe rewatch at that time we didn't have videos. So I was literally carrying a small camera with me, which he didn't allow me to shoot for a couple of days. No, you cannot shoot. But I had to make a special request. I am a dumbest person in your class. I need to rewatch it. Then only I can understand. So he allowed me recording on a condition that I will not share with anyone. So I said yes. And those recordings are still with me. I never shared with anyone. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is, you are luckiest one. I think you student at this time are the most luckiest one period going on. You can attend all these valuable classes right from the comfort of your couch or your warm and cozy bed without even moving it. Just slit the blanket little bit, put your tablet or a mobile and relax and have a look. And if you didn't understand anything, just click on the YouTube link. There is your ustad again at your service. You want to make him repeat any time, and make him repeat 100 times. He will not object. At our time, this was not a luxury. This was not something. It was a luxurious thing. So don't take it in the wrong way, but that's what happens when things become easy. We lose its value. We don't understand it. We think that's how it is. Especially our kids. Look at them. They think that pressing on the button on a mobile or a tablet and the thing getting delivered at your home on the same day, that's how it has been. No. People had to walk thousands, hundreds of miles on camels to get the good or to get the resources for the houses. That's how it was. And slowly it has come to a stage where you can even just press a button lying in your bed and the thing is delivered at you. So it becomes so easy. That's what norm becomes. And that's what tomorrow's surah is. The Surah Quraysh that we're going, this is the main theme of it. The Quraysh, they were living in the Kaaba, around the Kaaba. So every morning, afternoon, they get up, they see the Kaaba. They get up, they see the Kaaba. They're walking around, there's a Kaaba. So Kaaba was just like another structure for them. They forgot the importance of it. That is the theme of the Surah Quraysh. Allah is telling them. You looking it day in, day out, being in that vicinity, you don't understand what this is. Now look at us. We have to travel thousands of miles to get our salah, to pray in Kaaba. Those people were living there. That's what happens. When we have things at our disposal, we don't value it. That's normal. And that's the human psychology. It's nothing like we are doing it. But we should always make us realize, no, this is not. Don't take it easy. Don't become complacent. So the resources that you have by Allah's will, or to learn all these things, they are very, very valuable. I'm telling you. If these were available, I think, that's what everybody said, but I think if I had these resources, maybe I would have been a better version as far as the Arabic goes, whichever at this moment I am. That's what everybody thinks. But if you ask today's kids, look at the people around. Nobody is bothered to study it because it is at their tip. They can just click it and get it. I'll do it. Or the sir is recording the lectures. Okay. I will sleep it. I'll watch it after during the Tarawih. After Ramadan, I will watch all the videos. That time never comes. That's why we used to record all of our classes. I stopped recording. Because the moment the student realizes sir is going to record it, that's it. They have a minor reason. There is a small ache in my tooth. That's it. They will not attend the class. I have a recording. And the recording gets accumulated. This is what I have myself done. That's why I'm speaking about it. I had TBs and TBs of hard disks filled with Arabic grammar stuff from multiple sources. But I thought that collecting is enough. But it never materialized until I jumped into it. So, don't get complacent about this. Always keep yourself aware what you are blessed with. Okay. So anyway, that was the small families and some of the hints to get through it. Here is the Sarf Sagir for the very first family. Fataha. How the Sarf Sagir will look like. Now, as I told you, the Sarf Sagir or the patterns of this, some of these words are different. They don't follow the big family pattern. Okay, so they will be different. So you have to deal with a different perspective when you are dealing with the small family and a different perspective for the big families. Now, Fataha family, Fataha Yaftahu, the past tense will be Fataha. Yeah, okay. The present tense will be Yaftahu. Fine. And the Masdar we already know, Fatahan. Okay, so these are the three members, Fataha, Yaftahu, Fatahan. Now, here comes the kicker. At this position, the fourth, what is the fourth position? Grammatical name? I don't want the word. What is the... Ism fa'il. Yes, ism fa'il. Ism fa'il. Ism fa'il. Okay. Ism Sharif. Somebody came yesterday was asking, Aapka Ism Sharif kya hai? Oh, that's like, okay. My name is Firoz. So, Fathan. Fatha Yaftahu Fathan. Now, what we did in the big family was, we took the present tense and then we customized it as mu'i sound. Aslama yuslimu islaman fahuwa muslimun. Istaghfara yastaghfiru istighfaran fahuwa mustaghfirun. So mu'i was the formula. That's not going to work here. Okay? Here the ism file formula is different. So I'll give you the formula and then you put those words into that. You will get the doer of Fatah Yaftahu. Fatah means to open. So I want the Arabic word. What do you call that person who opens? Okay, I don't know. Okay, here is the formula. The formula is, the pattern is, in the generic pattern I am giving you, fa'ilun. Fa'il. Ism fa'il bolte hai na? वहीं से आया हुआ है. ये fa'il pattern है. Fa'ilun. So replace fa and lam with fataha. So when you put these words in the fa'ilun pattern, you get Fatihun. That's why Surah Fatiha is called as Surah Fatiha. Because that is the surah which opens. So Fatihun means the one who opens. So those of you who love cricket, the opening batsman can be called as Fatihani. Fatihun, right? Opener. So Fatihun, the open. So this is the pattern for Ism Fa'il, which is different than the bigger family. In big family, Mu'i. In the small family, Fa'ilun. Fa'il is the pattern. Fatihun. Okay, so remember this. Fataha Yaftahu Fathan Fahuwa Fatihun. Okay, the passive will be Futiha. The passive for the present tense Yuftahu, same, no difference. Fathan remains Fathan. Now comes. In the big family, this next position was called as Ism Maf'ul. Here also we call it as Ism Maf'ul only. That doesn't change because those are the functions. Function remain the same. The only difference is this is small family. Now, since the Ism Fa'il was not on the pattern of the big family, Ism Maf'ul is also not on the pattern of big family, where you just make Fatihun as Fatahun. No, it doesn't work like that. So here the Ism Fa'il was on the pattern of Fa'il. Similarly, the Ism Maf'ul will be on the pattern of Maf'ul. So it will be, the pattern will be Maf'ulun. That is the pattern. Maf'ulun, which means what? Ma is the part of pattern, not the root letter, because the root letters are what? Fa and lam. Fa and lam. So what is the part of the pattern? Part of the pattern is every maf'ul should start with ma. And after second root letter, there should be a u extension. That is part of the pattern. And that leaves fa and lam, which are your root letters. So if I put fataha into maf'ulun pattern, what do you get? Maftuhun. You are replacing half from that and keeping half from the maful. Maful ke andar lam will replace by ha. So maftuhun. Maftuhun. That which is opened. Al madrasatu maftuhun. The school is open. The school is open. Maftuhun. That which is open. Fatihun. The one who opens. The one who opens. Fatah yaftahu fathan fahuwa fatihun. Futiha yuftahu fathan fahuwa maftuhun. What do you think is the command? It remains the same. Same formula. Iftah. Iftah. Again, for those who still didn't understand this. Yaftahu. Second person taftahu. Lightest tafta. Drop the ita. Cannot pronounce it. Add a alif. Helper alif. The second last letter has a fatha. Add a kasra. Iftah. Iftah. Iftah al-kitab. Iftah al-kitab. Open the book. Iftah. La taftah. Don't open. Don't open. La taftah. And the zarf for it, we will do all together. All 6 families will do the zarf them because the zarf follow the same pattern for all of them. So I'll show you for one. You can guess all the 6. So we'll do that all together. Okay? Zarf. The word for time or place. Now somebody, I think Nazmeen Awati ma'am, are you there? Okay, she's not there because she put a comment on the video about this. Okay. So, this is the Sarf Sagir for Fatah family. Fatah yaftahu fathan fahuwa fatihun. Futiha yuftahu fathan fahuwa maftuhun. Ifta, la tafta, and then the Zarf will come. Any questions here? The translation will be he opened, he opens, to open or opening, opener, the one who opens, it was opened, it is being opened, to open, that which is opened, open, don't open. Okay? Okay. Jazakallah khair. Let's go to Daraba. Now, once you understand this, then the rest should be piece of cake. It will just follow this. So, Daraba, past tense, right? Yadribu, present tense. Darban, masdar. Give me the ism file, please. Daribun. Daribun. Duriba, yudrabu, darban. Give me the maful. Madrubun. 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 Okay, daraba yadribu, madrubun. Command. Idrib, not adrib. Remember, आएगा ही नहीं. ई या तो ऊ आएगा. सिर्फ असलमा के लिए रिजर्व्ड है. इद्रिब, इद्रिब, ला तद्रिब, and zarf will do it. Okay, daraba yadrib. Daraba means to hit. So he hit, he hits, to hit, hitter, the one who hits, was hit, being hitten, to hit, hitting, that which is hit, or the one who is hit. Hit, don't hit. That's Daraba. You go to Nasara, same thing. Nasara past tense, Yansuru present tense, Nasran is the masdar. Okay, and then the one who helps. अच्छा, वो जो नासिर नासिर बोलते हैं उसका मतलब हेल्पर है. Okay, the one who helps. Good. Nusira, Yunsaru, Nasran, और जिसकी मदद करता है उसको क्या बोलते? अच्छा, मंसूर भी है. नासिर भी है, मंसूर भी है. अभी तक मतलब ही नहीं पता था. नासिर का मतलब जो हेल्प करता है, मंसूर का मतलब जिसको हेल्प मिलती है, जो हेल्प किया जाता है, मंसूर. कोई भी वर्ड मफूल फॉर्मेट में होगा, उसके ऊपर हरकत हुई है, उसने वो एक्शन ली है. मंसूर, राइट? उनसुर, ला तंसुर, ला तंसुर, Nasara Yansur. He helped, he helps, to help, helping, helper, was helped, is being helped, to help, that which is helped, or the one who is helped. Help, don't help. Okay. So those are the first three families where the past tense could be fatha. Then we go to the next two group where the past tense starts with kasra, samiya, yasmau, sam'an. और जो सुन समअन सा कभी कभी दर्स में सुनने को मिलता है ना, सामिउन इकराम. गौर फरमाएं, सामिउन इकराम, noble listener. They call you noble listener. That's what it means. Samiun ikram, right? Honored listener. Yeah, ikram is also there for us. Karuma yakrumu. That's also there. Samiun listener. Sumiya, yusmau, sam'an. और जो सुना जाता है उसको क्या बोलते हैं? अगर कोई कुरान सुन रहा है, so the Quran is masmu, that which is heard. And the one who is listening, he is Sami. Sami, Masmu. Nasir, Mansur. Fatih, Maftu. Darib, Madrub. Isma, La Tasma. That's it. Yeah. Samia, he listened. Yasmau, he listens. Sam'an, to listen, listening. Samiun, listener. Sumia was listened, is being listened, listen, masmu, that which is listened. Listen, la tasma, don't listen. Okay, that is Samia. Then its cousin, Hasiba, since it also starts with kasra in the past tense. So, Hasiba, Yahsibu, Hisaban, Hasibun, Hasibun, Husiba, Yuhsabu, Yuhsabu, Hisaban, Mahsubun, that which is calculated. Mahsubun, yeah. Ihsib, La tahsib, La tahsib, La tahsib. La tahsib. He calculated, he calculates, to calculate, or calculation, calculating, calculator. Was calculated, being calculated, to calculate, that which is calculated. Calculate. Don't calculate. And then finally the last one. Karuma yakrumu. Now this one is little bit special. Every time we study some family, there is one special family, special child. Here also we have this special child, Karuma yakrumu, which doesn't follow the trend. It has some unique features. What are the unique features? There are two things noteworthy of this family, Karuma yakrumu. Okay, two things. What are the two things? One is just like Jahada. Just like Jahada. Not Jahada. This is like the Inkasara family. Inkasara family. This family does not have passive. This family and anyone belonging to this family will not have passive. So if you have a past tense with Dhamma, no passives. Present tense with Dhamma, no passives. Because their meanings are such that the passives don't make sense. There is no passive. The other thing about this Karuma yakrumu is, which is little bit of a surprise, is, and there is a reason for it, the ism file pattern, it does not follow the pattern of fa'ilun. Doesn't. It's not the pattern for this family. For remaining five, yeah, every time you want to know who is the doer of this action, just put it in fa'ilun pattern, you will get the doer. Nasir, Darib, Fateh, है ना? इसको नहीं मिलेगा क्योंकि इसका पैटर्न फाइलुन नहीं है. Karuma family does not follow fa'ilun. Rather, its pattern is little bit tweaked. It is fa'ilun. So when you come to Karuma yakrumu and you want to make the ism file, actually that also is not correct to say that technically ism file. In that position, the word that is going to come in the position of ism file, that format is not fa'ilun. It is actually fa'ilun. It is fa'ilun. Now, to explain this, why is it fa'ilun or why is it not ism fa'il, I will have to touch upon things which are a bit in an advanced nature. If you don't understand, just ignore it, no problem. You are not going to lose much about it. This family actually represents in the SARF world, they call it as ism sifa family. This is called as ism sifa family. Sifa means attribute, adjective. Mausuf sifa, we say that, right? Sifa means khususiyat, ya attribute, ya quality. So this family is reserved for those. Whenever you have a word in this family, it's going to represent quality. So quality is not doer. That man is really good. That person is very honest. Honesty is a quality. Honesty cannot be a doer. That's why you don't have a ism fa'il for this. And it doesn't follow the fa'il pattern, rather it follows fa'il pattern. So when you get a word on a fa'il pattern, you should realize this is not fa'il, this is a quality. This is a quality. So all those words that you hear, Kareem, Kareemun, Nadeemun, Saleemun, Faheemun, Raheemun, all on fa'ilun pattern. They are all adjectives. They are sifa. They are qualities. That is why this family does not follow fa'ilun pattern. When you come at that location, that is going to be ism sifa. That is going to be ism sifa or fa'il pattern. So if you do this, you get this: karuma, past; yakrumu, present tense; karamatan, masdar. The masdar is always going to have tala. And the ism fa'il, actually it's a written ism fa'il, but it should not be. What will the word? Kareemun, Kareemun. So that is ism sifa, not ism fa'il, but that column was named ism fa'il, so it shows, but technically, actually it is ism sifa. Kareem will not be the one who is doing karamat. No, Kareem is a quality, right? Kareem is a quality. It's an attribute. Noble. Kareem means noble. Qur'anun Kareemun. What is the meaning? Noble Qur'an. Qur'an Kareem. Right? Ramadan Kareem. They say. What is? Right? That's the quality. So karuma, yakrumu, karamatan, fahuwa, kareemun. And as I said, there is no passive. This doesn't make. आप क्वालिटी की बात कर रहे हो, क्वालिटी में पैसिव क्या होता है? ऑनेस्ट का पैसिव क्या होगा? उनिस्टा. नो, ऐसा नहीं होगा. सो इसकी पैसिव नहीं होती है, इसकी पैसिव नहीं होती है. सो यू डायरेक्टली गो टू द कमांड. इफ यू वांट टू से समवन ऑनर, यू विल से व्हाट? उक्रुम, उक्रुम, ला तकरुम, ला तकरुम, and then we'll do the zarf, all the six. But that's how, this is the easiest one. Just remember that they don't have passives, and it has ism sifa instead of ism fa'il. So karuma would be he was honored. Okay, yeah. Yes, 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 yes. These are the attributes. These are the attributes on this. What is ikram? So see the ikram, if you see, this is on what pattern? Islam. And Islam belongs to aslama yuslimu islaman. So this will be akrama yukrimu ikraman. Akrama yukrimu. So this is you honor, so you are honoring someone. Aslama, family. So akrama, he honored him. He honored him. This is he was honored. This is not he honoring, he was honored. When you say akrama, he honored him. Yukrimu, he honored. Ikram, to honor. Honoring, that would be ikram. So now you don't need to ask also. You can yourself try to fit it in the family. You have studied ikram. Which word does it match? Which word is? So put it in the fa ain lam pattern. Ikram. Let me remove kaf ra mim and put fa ain lam. If all. If all. That sounds very known. If all is Islam. Islam. That's a masdar. Aslama yuslimu islaman. So akrama yukrimu ikraman. Fahuwa mukrimun. The doer will be mukrimun, the one who honors. The one who honors. Mukrimun. The whole canvas changes the moment you put it in a different family. And that's the reason we studied, so that when we get these queries, what is this word? Is it masdar? Is it present tense, past tense? Is it command? Try to put it in these families. That's what we have studied this. All the templates are with you. Go and rewatch the videos. Relook the notes. You are getting everyone. So the more you do this, the better you get at it. The better you get it. You can only do so much in the class, right? You cannot cover everything. So this is the ustad gets you started and gives you all the hints and clues. Then you should put it to the practice. Not for this, for everything. Unless the student who is trying to learn whatever it is, they put it to practice, they will not expand their knowledge. Their knowledge will be limited to the examples that are given by the teacher, by the ustad. But if you really want to practically, start putting it. Try putting it in the family. You don't get it, put in the class group. The class group is there. Nobody is using it because nobody is evaluating themselves, studying and putting hard. Otherwise, they would have questions and they would put it in the class group. And the other person will help it. Then they will make a mistake. Somebody else will say, no, it should be like this. Then there will be a discussion going on and that will enhance your knowledge. But very few students do that in the class group because everybody is busy. Anyway, no problem. So he was honored, he is being honored, to honor, right? Honoring, and Kareem is the one who is honored. Kareem. Ukrum, honor, don't honor, and then the zarf. So now let's take a look at the zarf for all these families, which will. The zarf, as I told you, there are at least 3 zarf patterns. Some of them might have 4, 5, 6. Nasara has like 6, 7 zarfs. Not zarf, masdars, sorry. The zarf are 3 patterns. Sorry. The zarfs are 3 patterns. And all the zarfs are starting with meme. They start with ma. Okay? All of them. All the zarf. And there are 3 zarfs word for each family. So zarf, these are the words that are related to time or place. Yeah, that's what the Nazmeen Auti madam I wanted to talk to. She put a comment there that these are called as adverb of time and place. Yes, I know that, but English language doesn't have specific reserved formats for it. Arabic has format. That's the difference. Anyway, the generic patterns for these 3 zarf words are. So here are the patterns I will give you. You need to replace the fa and lam with the respective family root letters and you will get the zarf for it. The time of the action and the place of the action. So here's the first pattern, maf'alun. That is one of the pattern for zarf. The another pattern is maf'ilun. Maf'alun, maf'ilun. Pay attention, I have highlighted the red part and the white part. White is the pattern, red is the root letters. So ma has to be added. Maf'alun, maf'ilun. And the third pattern is maf'alatun. A ta marbuta gets added. Maf'alatun. These are the 3 patterns. Now, most of the time, not all the 3 are used for all the families. Maybe one of them gets used so much, other 2 are not used, or maybe the other one gets used. So in some families, the maf'alatun pattern is used. And maf'ilun is not to be found to be used, but it is a valid option. And so in some, the 2 are used. In some, in only 1 gets used. So it depends, but these are the 3 patterns. So if you get a word on this pattern, ma-i-o, ma-a-o, ma-a-tun, something like this, we are talking about zarf for the small families. So if you put it into the practice, these 3 patterns for all the 6 families, okay? So you get for fatha yaftahu first word, maf'alun, maftahun, then maftihun, maftahatun, maftahatun, maftahun, maftihun, maftahatun. The time or place of opening. Maftahun, maftihun, maftahatun. Similarly, you will have madrabun, madribun, madrabatun. Madrabatun. Right? Mansarun, mansarun, mansirun, mansaratun, mansaratun, mansaratun. Masmaun, masmiun, masma'atun, masma'atun. Mahsabun, mahsibun, mahsabatun. Yeah. Makramun, makrimun, makramatun. There is a typo here. It was not replaced itself. Okay, so just ignore that. There is a mistake there. The last one is copy paste byproduct. The paste part was never implemented. So it is showing masmaun, masmiun, masmautun, but that is not correct. Makramun, makrimun, makramatun. So these are the zarf formats for all the families. So example would be like if you take sajada yasjudu, which is nasara yansuru, right? Sajada yasjudu. The what will be the zarf? 3 zarf for sajada yasjudu. Masjidun, masjadun, masjid. So one of the zarf is masjidun, right? Or gharaba yagrubu, maghribun, the place where the sun set. Okay, so there are many words. Or you take जहाँ पे दर्स दिया जाता है, दरसा यदरुसु, मदरसतुन, मदरसतुन, दरसा यदरुसु. मदरसा का मतलब क्या है? मदरसा का मतलब स्कूल नहीं है. मतलब हम प्रैक्टिकली स्कूल यूज करते हैं. मदरसा इज ए जर्फ, द प्लेस वेयर द दर्स इज हैपन्स, जहाँ पे लेक्चर्स दिए जाते हैं, जगह जहाँ पे लेक्चर्स दिए, दर्स दिए जाते हैं, उसको क्या बोलते हैं? मदरसतन, मदरसा. वो ये वाला फॉर्म यूज है उसके लिए ज़्यादा करके, तामरबूता. तो मदरसता बोलते हैं, मदरसा बोलते हैं, मदरसा, मदरसा, द प्लेस वेयर दर्स हैपन्स. ओके, सो दैट्स हाउ दोज वर्ड्स आर यूज्ड. सो वी शुड बी अवेयर दैट फॉर स्मॉल फैमिलीज जर्फ विल ऑलवेज स्टार्ट विद म. ये याद रखना है. म से शुरू हो रहा है, 3 लेटर है. मफअलुन, मफिलुन, मफलतुन पैटर्न है, जर्फ है. ओके, एनी क्वेश्चंस? बोलिए. राइट, व्हाट अब? Why are we using 3 zarf? Well, we are learning the language of the Arab. The Arabs people said that we have 3 zarf for each and thing. We are saying okay. Just like we don't ask the English people why do the psychology get spelt with P? We don't pronounce it. Why don't you start with S? We just say that that's fine. If you say, we'll follow you. But when it comes to here, we question it. That's okay, but this is their language. Well, any of the words could be used. Any of the this is the repository for the masdars. So some of them use the mafalun pattern, some of them use the mafalatun. So multiple options are there, or that's how they were found to be used. We remember, Arabs didn't have a books or the YouTubes of grammar. There was no grammar book when the Arabs were speaking Arabic. They didn't require the grammar. It was the language. Every language evolves. So this is how they found out that in our language we use these words for this. We also have multiple words for single thing. Multiple words are there. उसका मतलब यही है, उसका मतलब यही है, उसका. There might be subtle differences, but generally we see that there are multiple words. So this is what we found out when the grammar books were written. They realized that okay, there are 3 formats on which the zarf is used, and these are the 3 formats, and that's what we are learning here. Okay, so it's their language. We are learning how to use it or how to interpret it and understand it. Now, if you include the zarf and redo the sarf sagir, this is how it will look like. If I'm going to do only one, just to show you a complete comprehensive fataha. Okay, you can do the rest if you practice this. Fataha yaftahu fathan fahuwa fatihun, futiha yuftahu fathan fahuwa maftuhun, ifta la tafta, and the zarf maftahun, maftihun, maftahatun. Okay, he opened, and these are the translations. So this is the complete sarf sagir for the fatha family, and you can do the same for the remaining 5 families. Okay, any questions? Okay, if not, then that's the last slide of this presentation. As a homework, please do the sarf kabir for at least 1 or 2 big small families and big families. Practice the 8 big families and small families thoroughly. 99% of the verbs will be covered in this. So if you really want to take the benefit, then you should work on it. Sarf is all about memorization. Okay, not studying and knowing. It's all memorization. It's all recognizing the patterns. Sarf is all about. And when you combine this knowledge of sarf with the knowledge of nahu, grammar, that's where things start evolving. They start taking shape, and we start seeing the result. So now you people don't, or anyone doesn't have any reason not to study Arabic, because the basic pillars of the Arabic language, the fundamental Nahu and the SARF, they are freely available at the comfort of your own locations, at the comfort of your own houses. So anybody can study it, and those who are more inquisitive in studying and taking this language beyond the basics, they can always join the courses here. And we have, alhamdulillah, mashallah, many of the students who are attending this. I see that some of them are already part of our current, and they are quite ahead in the study, but they still come back and attending these classes. That's really amazing, that how much attracted they are towards this language, towards the words of Allah, in understanding them in the true sense and not in the superficial, just for the sake of formality. So if you also want to do that, please do get back to us after the Ramadan. And if you want to study the other form of Arabic, which is the spoken, alhamdulillah, so that also we are trying to launch it after Ramadan. When, I don't know, but maybe after Ramadan, a week, 10 days, depending upon how the registration goes, how many students they are, we will try to start it, but definitely we'll start it, inshallah. So make dua for us. Please provide your feedback. Okay, on the I'm not on social media, so you can't provide me feedback on Instagram or whatever it is, X, I don't know what all is existing there, Facebook. I'm not there on that. All I'm asking is just give me your honest feedback on YouTube video. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum.